I titled this clip Jack Osbourne Crashed My Incubus Interview on April 1st, 2002. But the reality is he did crash my interview. He was just there as a guest of Incubus after they were on a syndicated radio show called Rockline, my favorite syndicated radio show, by the way. Rest in peace, Bob Coburn, shout out. So after the guys in Incubus, Mike and Brandon were on the show, they sat down with me for another 10 minutes just to do a quick generic interview that we could feed out to a bunch of our radio stations around the country. We just talked about how their fan base has grown. One of the quotes that I like is that Brandon admits that he learned to sing in the band, which is kind of interesting. And then there's, of course, Jack Osbourne's opinion on the band. But keep in mind, at the time, the Osbournes was like the biggest show on MTV, biggest reality show ever. I think it actually was one of the first, if not the first, that just ushered in, what we have today. So thank you, Jack Osbourne, for that. But more importantly, let's listen to some Incubus, being rock veterans that they were at the time. So young, so good. Enjoy. Classic Conversations. Press play. Hey, guys.
Hello.
How are you? Can you
Good.
just so when we listen back, can we get some voice distinctions so when the people hear back?
This is Brandon.
Yes, it is.
Mike.
Yes, it is.
Jack.
Boy,
Jack plays the triangle today. Yes. Ding ding.
Brandon, Mike, and Jack, and Mr. Osbourne for that matter. What I'm struck most about when I was told about you guys are coming here is that the wide range, even on the calls tonight, the wide range of fans as far as age diversity and stuff like that.
Except Kid Rock.
Except for Kid Rock. Can you comment a little bit on that? I mean, was it from the go, or did you notice it as you kept releasing record after record?
It was kind of, I think, it seems like our following when we first put records out was a lot more boys. And then it seemed like once we started getting played on the radio, our audience broadened a lot from not just, the females, but as well different age groups. It was primarily young teenage guys that were at our concerts the first few years of touring. But, after, radio airplay and stuff like that, it seemed like our audience age group and, the women and stuff, the girls were coming out in force.
It sort of balanced itself out, because it was predominantly men and stuff in the first few years of our concerts. Guys actually a lot like our age, late teens, early 20s. And then, like Mike said, it just sort of... the fact that there were no women at the concerts than there were after, more exposure, it just sort of caught up. Now it is very diverse, and it's kind of the best thing that could possibly happen, in my opinion. To have a broad fan base is amazing,
Which leads us to, you guys are on tour, like, especially we've been promoting the tour that's about to happen.
Yeah.
Give us a little insight. I mean, you feeling a little bit more confident on stage, Brandon,
Yeah, something that I've, when we first started performing, I always knew I loved it, but I always felt like I was sort of, what's the right word? A little flabbergasted. I didn't feel like completely at ease for a lot of years because a lot of it I didn't really know what I was doing. I learned how to sing in this band on stage at our concerts. So I've gotten to a point a lot more where I feel more comfortable. Yeah, I still feel like kind of a jerk, but whatever.
Mike, a lot of the guys that are coming out to the shows and the girls that are coming out to the shows have seen you before. They've because you can even tell from the callers. They said, "Oh, I saw you at this one. I saw you at this one." What about this tour that's a little different, or is it pretty much straight ahead Incubus?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be pretty much straight ahead. Just us playing our music. But we are bringing out some added production. We're keeping our ticket prices really, really low.
It's just Incubus times 10.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only thing times 10 though really is I think the amount of people that are there. But we're actually kind of making an effort to make these larger venues feel like they're smaller. Feel like they're more intimate, and that the people that are there can really enjoy the concert. Not just like some guy up in the nosebleed section can't hear anything, can't see anything. We're gonna make it really cool.
Now, I'm also usually when I interview a band, it's usually before the record's out. I mean, the record's been out for a while, and you guys had some success. Mr. Osbourne, I'm going to bring you into this mix. What do you think it is about this band that kids have kind of gravitated towards, and
I just
music.
think that kids are gravitated towards good music. Incubus, I mean, the peak of good music. I mean, not that any of those other bands are, but I mean, it's just it's creative. It's got some of the it's moving, and it's amazing music as to how I see it.
I'm with you on that. Let me ask you a little bit, just since we don't have that much time, I just want to cut to you just shot the
Thanks, Jack.
video. There you
Yeah, thanks, Jack. You're a nice guy.
go. You shot the video for Warning.
Yeah.
Give us a little story about Australia.
We filmed the video in Sydney in this office building, and we had a whole floor that was cleaned out for us. And it's just very sparse, modern-looking room overlooking the Sydney Harbor. So it's not so much about the scenery, but just like this empty office room with a band playing in it. And the video looks like a modern-day Twilight Zone episode in 3.5 minutes. So that pretty much sums it up. It is a little eerie, and it's cool, though. It's got a weird vibe to it. We like it. I'm actually going to see the final edit after we leave here.
I also want to cut to another thing that Melissa was sweet enough to tell me about. You guys are on the new Tommy Lee record.
Mm-hmm. It's Tommy Lee now. It's not Methods of Mayhem anymore.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, do you want to attack that one? How did that happen?
We've been on the road. We actually met Tommy on the Ozfest, actually, over 2000 Ozfest. Methods of Mayhem was on the road with us, and Tommy was just, he hung out a lot. He was a really nice guy, and he just called us up one day and said, hey, I'm making this record. Would you guys, mind coming over and just hanging out and listen to a song? And so we went over to his house and just kind of messed around a little bit, and it came out pretty cool. I haven't heard it since it's finished, but the song sounded really cool, and we were just happy to maybe lend a little bit of our musicality to whatever it is he was doing.
What's kind of nice also, I'm talking to you guys. You guys are still relatively young, yet you've been in the band so long that you're kind of, I don't want to, dare I say, like rock veterans in a way. You know what I mean?
You know what, though? We've been on the road for a long time, so.
I mean, do you feel a sense like, because when I'm talking to you, it sounds like you guys have been doing this for like years, and I know you have.
11.
Ours go to 11.
Yeah, it goes for 11.
Are you, I heard one of the callers earlier say, are you comfortable with the, dare I say, the Incubus machine? That, like, this, because you guys aren't just a little band of Calabasas anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a better way to spend my time at 26 years old. Literally, like, I get to travel around the world with my best friends and make music, and see strange sights and people and not have to kill them. You ever heard that quote?
There you go. Again, since we haven't had much time with you, ideal scenario after this tour, what's the game plan? How do you go back and to refocus on after having the success that you guys continually seem to get?
Knock wood.
I think we're just continually inspired to write music. It doesn't matter, if we have success or we don't have success. It's just kind of, I think, ingrained in, our souls just to make music. That's just all that it is, what it really amounts to.
Okay, and as far as, it's a weird situation talking to you guys because, we have a wide range of programming, as you're probably aware. We have alternative rock shows that you guys are on, pretty heavy. You also you're on some of our pop shows.
Yeah.
I know it's not necessarily the game plan, but your feelings on the widespread.
Well, I don't think we really care about like the game plan, so to speak. It's,
We're not writing music for like a demographic, to use that scary word.
It's like we really don't care who listens to or enjoys our music, whatever radio station, or television show or whatever. We don't care who we're playing in front of or who we're playing for. We're just playing music. If people like it, cool. And if they don't like it, then don't listen to it,
What's the relationship with Carson Daly? Have you guys, is it on the good time?
He's my ex. Carson's my ex. We had a very pretty bitter breakup, but I think we're on speaking terms now.
No, Carson's a really cool guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's super sweet. I knew him on TV before we knew him, but he's a really, really nice guy. So,
I only say it because that's what one of the shows that we're doing this for. He has a syndicated show that we actually syndicate for him.
Oh, radio show?
Yeah,
Cool.
Out of the Box, as well as Most Requested. And my question would obviously be, it just seems that he's been a big believer in you guys.
Yeah.
From like
Carson's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I mean, just from what we've, the experiences we've had with him, he's been nothing but really, really sweet.
Incredibly
really nice.
gracious and generous. Yeah.
Okay, and just to sum it all up, I know you kind of touched on it already, but like ideal scenario, you mentioned something, you just want to play music, but future, what's going to happen? What do you want to see happen? I mean, Brandon, I'll go with you.
I would love if this band could be in a position to make continually more and more adventurous records and not feel constrained by sort of, not that we ever have, but there is a tendency for sort of a lot of radio formats to say, like, this is the format that we're going to play your music in. And I would love if we could make music on a very free-form level and still have it be appreciated on a wide scale. I think that listening, like, audiences are getting a lot more eclectic in their tastes. So hopefully we'll be able to continue making music the way that it makes us happy, because it seems to be the formula that works. When we make the music that we like, people seem to enjoy that the most. So I just hope that we can continue that trend,
And Mr. Osbourne, what would you like to see the future of Incubus? Just kidding. What is the future? Come on, what is that future for Incubus?
Future of Incubus? Well, I cannot tell.
He knows already, but
Yes.
he can't tell.
Guys, I just want to
Connect.
appreciate it.
Right on.
Just want to get you go into video.
Thanks, Bob.
Pressure. Yeah, thank you. Pressure. Nice to meet you. Can't speak. I had a little wine. How's that for a April Fool's Day interview from 2002 with the boys from Calabasas, Incubus? Big fan. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. More to come. If you like what we're doing here, hit subscribe. At least that's what everyone says on their, YouTube channels or whatever channels or podcasts. So I will do the same, but I think it's going to make me want to do more and more. And so I got over 1,000 of these interviews. So let's keep it going. See you soon.